everybody, my name is Elise and welcome back to another speed build. And in today's speed build, here I am starting the first generation house for our Postcard Legacy Challenge. And here I am also starting off by buying the necessities because it says at minimum we need to have a llama, a cow, and a chicken coop. So I figured that was the basis, and we do have a $25,000 budget, so I figured that I should probably base it around that and then decide on the house size. So for this beginning part, I started trying to build a sort of like Victorian kind of thing, but this layout was just really funky, and I will put a link in the description for this particular house if you guys want to go ahead and take on this challenge yourself. It had like a weird platform for the dining room and then a kitchen behind it, and I think I just realized that was way too big for me trying to build a starter house, and it just wasn't working out. And here I am trying to like fiddle with the stairs, and I don't believe you even have to have stairs for platforms. I don't know, I've never really built with platforms. Usually I'm just bring a foundation and call it good enough. And I thought about maybe trying to make the kitchen like this 2-tile, 3-tile area, but I was like, that feels really small. And then the dining room is really small, and the kitchen kind of bathroom area was weird with this weird hallway, and then it connected like that. And then eventually I started realizing that the outside of the house was just like getting taller as I was like increasing it, and not to mention this roof. The roof was the hardest part of the entire thing. I was trying so hard to get this circle roof was the bane of my existence. I was trying so hard to get it to not hang off like one side of the wall, but I couldn't get it to not do that. And the weird thing is about this build is just the roof. The roof was so weird, and Sims 4, the roofs are already weird enough, and I wasn't using the tool mod here, so it was difficult for me to figure out exactly how I was gonna do this and not make it look like the roofs were just magic wizard hats. Like, that literally looks like a wizard hat, and you cannot tell me otherwise. So I moved it back a little bit because I was gonna try it and just kind of go with it. Put the stairs here, and the stairs wouldn't fit at the front of the lot, so I started with this foundation, which looked actually really ugly. I'm not gonna lie. I hated this build. I wanted to start over as soon as I started it. It was a disaster. I don't know how exactly I thought this was gonna work. So the window area was actually really nice. I kind of liked it, and then I started with these columns, which did not match the foundation, and I did not know why I was trying to make this work so badly. I knew it wasn't, and I just ended up with this door, which kind of looked okay, but still the stones are off. The roof, the wizard hat roof, was just hanging slightly off the side, and none of the other roofs were doing that. And then somehow it turned into this, and then into that, and I was like, well, you know, it would be a good idea if I just put a column there. And then I couldn't place the column in the correct space, no matter how close, how much I tried to move objects it. I don't know if there's a way to get around that, but man, that was frustrating. So here I am sending a picture to my boyfriend, who then kindly reassures me how ugly the house is, and I therefore continue to bulldoze the lot. So this idea was also meant to be kind of Victorian and styled, and as you can see, I kept the little bay area. I really like that design. I feel like the windows look super cute around there, and I stayed with those windows I used before too. Floor plan looks kind of funky. I'm not entirely sure what I was doing, but eventually I do go back and kind of edit it after I start finishing the house and realizing how weird the floor looks. Yeah, this kind of turned into a farmhouse cottage type build, but I like to think it was still sort of Victorian. The roof was a lot easier to do. I kind of forgot that I made it like that. I meant to do like a slanted roof on one side, so I could just have it go into that, and you will see later on I just scoot it into the other roof. And this cute little picket fence, I was like, oh, this is gonna be really nice country kind of style thing. And this lovely little cottage door, I finally realized that it had flowers on it on the other side. I don't know why they put it on the other side. And I put that window there. I know it's the bathroom. I know you may not want a window in your bathroom, a giant window, mind you, but it looked really cute there, and so I kept it, and no one is gonna stop me. And for the life of me, I tried to get that column there in the corner next to the door, but it did not work, and I suffered. Not greatly, but I suffered. So I ended up using this Get Together foundation because I really liked the dark tones, and so I did start going for a dark toned house, and I was like, well, it's a little farmhouse, it's sort of Victorian, so maybe we can just stick with the Victorian type of dark theme. You know, I know there's not really a wraparound porch, but I was just trying to make it as simple as possible. And I really love this stone siding wallpaper and the wooden one. I think they go really well together. You might be able to tell me what's wrong, and you might be able to tell me, hey, Pixelacey, that is really ugly, and I might agree with you. I might. But on the other hand, it works, and I did change the color of these columns because I was like, no, that's not working. However, I did expand the little fence things, and here I am getting more advice from my boyfriend, and he does seem to like it. It's cuter than the other one. It's not quite Victorian in his eyes, but you know what, it's okay, it'll work, and that's all I need as far as I'm concerned. So I do go finally into the interior, and I stop worrying about the windows and the alignment, because usually I just do the windows last, because I like to know where everything in the house is going to be. I like knowing where the furniture, where the sink, where the bed is, and I think it worked out really well. I also love the kitchen color. I love what happened to it. Well, what happened to it, it's not like a tragedy. It was actually pretty good. And then I remembered that we could use Control F to get the little tiny squares or the tiny triangles, and I went ahead and used these custom content counters, and I thought they worked really, really well. I thought they were super cute, and they kind of blended in good with the flooring, and I love the blue tone of the wallpaper, but I did hate how the stove looked existing there. I didn't appreciate how it was just like metal colors, so I gave it a short little half wall to cover it up, and plus it kind of worked out really well. This ended up becoming super adorable. So for the bedroom, I decided to stick with the blue theme, and I went with this plaid color, and eventually, I don't know when it is, but I do soon realize that I made the bathroom 4 tiles instead of 3 tiles, and I also realized that the bedroom is also way too big. This whole house is a little big, and I like having my things like clustered together. I don't like having everything spread out and there being empty space. I like clutter, I like cohesiveness, as you might say, and I also really like this custom content couch, but it was a little bit too modern for the coffee table I put here, and then I realized it was not centered, so I was like, and then I found this console, and I was like, oh my god, that's so country. So I needed to find like a country bluish matching couch, and I wanted the one with the pillows, and I almost went with that one, and then I found this one, which I'm pretty sure is in The Sims 3, this is also custom content. I used quite a bit of custom content considering this console table thing, and put that in there because, oh my god, it's perfect. It fits perfectly. And yes, finally, I do realize that I made the bedroom way too big and the bathroom way too big. So I minimized those, and I added a dresser in and a mirror, which I soon replaced with a rocking chair. And then I take a look at the outside. I'm like, okay, well now I have a basis on where I want the windows. I don't exactly look for how even it is, although I think I do go back and try to even it out. Like here, I try to get that double window to be like as high as possible, because I like it matching how the windows are like at the very top of the wallpaper. I think that works. And I try to use different types of lights, because usually I just use those tiny little saucer lights just because they're so bright, and the other ones are really dim. So I just added in a few like vintage looking standing lamps, and then I finally move the table over here and add a little rug underneath it and a bookshelf over here. And I realized, you know what, the kitchen's looking super empty, so I finally put in some cabinets. I do not believe these are matching cabinets. I believe these are from Get Together, I want to say. I don't exactly remember. I think I put this house on the gallery too. I don't remember what I put under, but I will put the title that I put it under in the description actually. But I thought these matched the cabinets pretty well, and I think I just love the dark theme of this whole entire kitchen. I think it's lovely. And then I found this wall plant that I needed to put somewhere, and I put it somewhere. And it is a lot of plants in this household, but you know, it's a farming generation, so I'm like, you know what, we gotta put in a lot of plants. She loves plants. And I also realized eventually that those cactuses are really cute. Cacti, I guess. I almost put them on the console table, but I ended up not. And then I found this awesome looking shelf of pure plants, and I was like, oh my god, that has to go in there. She's gonna love it. And I found this aesthetic, nice looking mailbox, and I was like, oh my god, that also matches what we're doing. And I started with this, but you'll see at the end where I give a tour that I did not stick with this. It looked too proper, and then I began putting down terrain paints and soil, just trying to make it look nice, or like it's actually in the ground and kind of realistic. And yeah, I did get rid of one of the animal sheds. I wasn't really looking exactly at the rules as I was building this, so I might have to put it back. In fact, when I double check, I probably will, because we do have to have a minimum of a cow, a llama, and a chicken coop. So that probably means we need to start with each of those. And I started with this picket fence, but at the end of the video, when I give the tour, you'll see I changed it because the white picket fence just didn't really fit in with this kind of dark house. It looked nice on the porch, but I did not want to put it everywhere. And I put some planters in here so that we can have a couple planters, plants growing inside, because we have the simple living lot treat, so we're gonna have to grow our own stuff or order groceries, which I do not want to waste my money on groceries if I can. Or we can just sell some big old plants in those gardening plots that come with cottage living and win at the Benchwick Fair, and hopefully earn a decent amount of money, although I'm not entirely sure that they give you that much money. Also, these shrubs that come with Island Living, I love them. They're my new favorite. They're kind of big and they kind of clip a little bit, but they are so pretty. They look so lush and natural. Oh my god, it is something else. And I put those little hedges in there just to fill in some space, and this tiny little birch tree just to cohesive the house together. I think it turned out pretty good, and I finally ended up putting this knitting thing in and a rocking chair, because I'm pretty sure that's also one of the objective goals, the optional goals. So hello everybody, my name is Elise and welcome to another speed build. And in today's speed build, as you saw, I was working on a house, or a starter house, for our Generation 1 Postcard Legacy Challenge. So, as you can see, this does look a little bit different than how it did originally in the speed build. I went around and did some terrain paint. I added the different fencing just because I felt like the white on white just looked kind of stupid. So I went ahead and fixed that, and I made sure that everything looked neat and tidy. So with that being said, let me give you a quick little tour of exactly what our sim is going to be living in, and maybe a little sneak peek of our actual sim, Elise Poster. So inside the house we have a living room. We've got a bunch of plants. We've got some planters in here just so we can keep some plants going all seasons long. We've got ourselves a little rocking chair and a knitting thing that I added because I figured she might want to start that. And I believe that is one of the goals you can have to start knitting and sell your knitting stuff. And we got her a single bed just for now, and mostly because we're kind of broke, which I might upgrade before the first episode. I still am not sure if this is the complete floor plan, but for now it's pretty good. We got this cute warm dark toned kitchen with our little plants that she's got nurturing, and more plants. She loves plants, as you can tell. We've got just a simple bathroom. I might actually go in and change this to a bathtub and a shower just because we've got the extra money, but maybe not because our bills might end up being a lot. We've got our garden, and we've got a chicken coop area and a animal shed, in which case I'm going to lock for everyone but household members and do the same here so that we can have no one interrupting our gardening business and trying to steal the gardening skill, because so many times I have had Sims come over and just start watering the plants, and it's like, no, she needs to do that. She looks so happy. But anyways, that is a quick little overview of our house, and for now that is all I have for you guys, in which case I will see you in the first episode shortly.